The chocolate lava cake was still warm when she told me. I remember because a drop of molten filling clung to her fork, trembling as she set it down. 10 years of marriage, 2 kids, a house in the suburbs with hydrangeas that never bloomed right, all of it condensed into that single sticky moment. "Ethan," Clara said, and I knew. Not because her voice cracked, but because it didn't. She sounded rehearsed. "I've been having an affair for 2 years. His name is Daniel." Our anniversary playlist hummed in the background. Ed Sheeran, because she'd always insisted. He was our era's Sinatra. The song kept going. "I'm in love with your body." The fork slipped from my hand, clattering against the china. Baxter, our neurotic golden retriever, thumped his tail under the table like this was just another Thursday. 2 years? I choked out. She nodded, her glasses catching the candlelight so I couldn't see her eyes. Noah's 3rd birthday party flashed in my head. The dinosaur cake she'd stayed up frosting, the way she'd kissed my cheek when I carried him to bed. All while Daniel was texting her. Why now? My throat felt lined with sand. She touched the scarf around her neck. The red one I'd bought her last Christmas, cashmere, $278 on sale. "Because I'm done lying," and her hand drifted to her stomach. "I'm pregnant." The room tilted. I gripped the tablecloth, toppling my wineglass. Cabernet seeped into the lace like old blood. "You're... what?" 12 weeks. She reached for me. I recoiled. "Ethan, listen." I didn't. I ran. Not metaphorically, actually sprinted out the back door, Baxter bounding after me like we were playing tag. The August air clung to my skin, thick and sweet with the neighbors. Jasmine, our porch swing creaked in the breeze. Clara's Prius sat in the driveway, passenger window cracked. A white receipt fluttered on the seat. I shouldn't have looked. But there it was. Hilton Garden Inn, 2:00 p.m. checkout, 2 weeks ago. Did I noise? She'd claimed she was at her sister's. I vomited in the azaleas. At 3 a.m., I stood in our daughter's doorway. Lily was 7, all knobby knees and bedtime defiance, asleep with her face smushed against a Pokemon poster. Down the hall, Noah snored in his racecar bed, thumb in mouth. How many nights had Clara worked late while I bathed them, read Goodnight Moon, checked for monsters under the bed? Her office was next. Pale blue walls, the scent of her vanilla hand cream. I'd proposed to her in this room back when it was my study, kneeling on the squeaky floorboard. The squeaky floorboard. It gave under my weight just like it had a decade ago. But instead of dust bunnies, there was a black moleskin notebook. The kind Clara used for grocery lists. Page 1, June 14th. Met D at Starbucks. He ordered a flat white. I lied and said mine was a latte. Page 32, Noah's birthday. E. Looked so happy grilling burgers. D texted while I lit the candles. I told him I felt sick. Page 106, positive test. Have to tell E. But first, the plan. Always the plan. Then, tucked in the back flap, a letter. Unfinished, Ethan. If you're reading this, I'm already gone, but it's not what you think. Daniel isn't real. I needed you to hate me, to let me go. There are things you don't know about the accident, about Lena. The sound of a key in the front door. I froze. Clara wasn't due back from her night shift until 7 a.m. Footsteps crossed the kitchen, a man's voice low and unfamiliar. "Clara, you here?" The man's footsteps paused in the hallway. Baxter let out a low growl, his nails clicking against the hardwood as he crept toward the office door. I shoved the notebook into the waistband of my jeans, the pages cold against my skin. Daniel isn't real. Clara's words throbbed in my skull, but the stranger's voice was undeniably flesh and blood. "Clara?" he called again, louder. He wasn't Daniel. I'd seen Daniel's name in her notebook. D loves cold brew. D hates jazz. D asked about the scar on my thigh. But this voice was older, raspier, a smoker's voice. Baxter lunged forward, barking. The man cursed. "The hell?" I grabbed Baxter's collar, yanking him back. My pulse roared in my ears. Through the crack in the door, I saw a shadow stretch across the hallway. Broad. Shoulders, a baseball cap. Not Clara's type, not anyone's type. "Clara, it's me." the man snapped, impatient now. We had a deal. A deal. The floorboard creaked as I shifted, and the shadow froze. Who's there? I held my breath. Baxter whimpered, straining against my grip. The man took a step toward the office. Then, Noah's voice pierced the silence. Daddy? My blood went cold. Noah stood in the hallway, his Superman pajamas glowing in the dark, thumb wedged in his mouth. The man turned toward him. I moved before I could think. Baxter erupted into frenzied barks as I charged into the hallway, shoving the man hard. He stumbled into the wall, hat flying off, and I caught a glimpse of a jagged scar cutting through. His stubble before I scooped Noah up and bolted upstairs. Call the police! I shouted to no one, slamming Lily's bedroom door behind me. She sat up, rubbing her eyes. Daddy? What's… Shh. I dialed 911 with shaking hands, Noah's face buried in my neck. The dispatcher's voice was calm, distant. Break-in. White male, mid-40s, scar on face. But when the police arrived, the man was gone. So was Clara's notebook. She came home at dawn, her scrubs smudged with hospital ink. I didn't tell her about the intruder. Didn't mention the notebook. Instead, I watched her microwave leftover lasagna, her movements mechanical. We need to talk about… Earlier, she said, not looking at me. The affair? I leaned against the counter, the lie bitter on my tongue. Or the plan, her head snapped up. What? The notebook, Clara. I stepped closer. The one under the floorboard. Daniel isn't real. Care to explain? The microwave beeped. She didn't move. Who was here tonight? I pressed. A guy with a scar, looking for you. Said you had a deal. Her face paled. Ethan, you don't understand. Then make me. My fist slammed the counter. Lily's crayon drawing fluttered to the floor. A stick figure family with too many smiles. Clara opened her mouth, but her pager buzzed. She glanced at it, then grabbed her keys. I have to go. Emergency C-section. Clara. Keep the doors locked. The garage door rumbled shut. I stood in the silence, Noah's sticky handprint still on my shirt. Then I noticed it. A fleck of dried mud on Clara's sneaker by the door. Red clay. The kind that only exists in one place. Near town, Pine Ridge Cemetery. Lena's grave was under an oak tree, her name half eroded by weather. Angelina Marie Carter, beloved daughter, 1998-2016. The dates were wrong. Clara's sister Lena died in 2014, 2 years earlier. I knelt, brushing leaves off the headstone. The cemetery was empty, the air thick with the smell of rain. Clara hadn't spoken Lena's name in years, not since the funeral, where she'd screamed at the casket. This is your fault. My phone buzzed. An unknown number. Unknown. Stop. Digging. I stared at the text, then typed, Who is this? 3 dots bounced. Then, unknown. You have 24 hours to leave town, or your kids pay. A photo popped up. Lily and Noah at the park yesterday. Lily's pink backpack, Noah's mismatched socks. The world tilted. I ran to my car, gravel skidding, under my heels. Halfway home, the rain started, and there, under my windshield wiper, a single page from Clara's notebook. Ethan, the accident wasn't an accident. Lena saw me that night. I had to make her. The rest was torn off. The rain blurred the road as I sped home, the torn notebook page stuck to my damp palm. The accident wasn't an accident. Lena had been 16 when she died. Clara's baby sister, all braces and bad poetry. The official story was a car crash, icy roads, a swerve into a telephone pole. But Clara had never gone to the scene, never visited the wreck. I found Lily and Noah at the kitchen table, their babysitter Marisol, slicing apples into cartoonish rabbits. Everything okay, Mr. Carter? She asked. My face must have been gray. Daddy, look. Lily held up a drawing, a house with smoke curling from the chimney, 4 stick figures. That's you, me, Noah, and… She hesitated, glancing at Noah. And Mommy, but she's in the clouds. Noah mashed an apple slice into his hair. Mommy's workin'. Marisol left quietly, casting me a worried look. I checked every window lock, then texted Clara. We need to talk. Now, her. Reply took an hour. Can't. Emergency. But when I called the hospital, they said she'd clocked out early. The man with the scar was waiting in my garage. I'd put the kids to bed, read Dragons Love Tacos twice, and was pouring a whiskey I didn't intend to drink, when the motion sensor light flicked on. He stood between Clara's yoga mats and the recycling bins, arms crossed. You're a hard man to scare, Ethan. His voice was gravel wrapped in silk. I gripped the whiskey bottle. Get out before I call the cops. He laughed, low and mean. Your wife hasn't told you shit, has she? About Daniel? I stepped closer. The garage smelled of gasoline and potting soil. Funny, he doesn't exist. The man's smile faded. Daniel's a ghost. But me? He tapped his scar. I'm real, and so's the $50,000 your wife owes. The number hung in the air. 50 grand. Clara's student. Loans were paid off. We'd just redone the kids' playroom. Bullshit, I said. He pulled out his phone, flashed a photo. Clara, hair tucked under a beanie, handing a duffel bag to a figure in a hoodie. The timestamp read 3 months ago. She's been funneling cash for over a year, he said. Interest is a bitch. Why? The word cracked. Ask her about the accident. He pocketed the phone. Or better yet, ask her why she really quit nursing school. Clara had told me she'd dropped out to care for Lena after their mom's stroke. But Lena died 6 months before the stroke. I found the truth in Lily's backpack. She'd hidden a Polaroid under her colored pencils, a photo I'd never seen. Clara, young and round-faced, standing beside Lena in a hospital gown. Both wore matching silver bracelets. Lena's wrist was bruised, her smile forced. Scrawled on the back in faded ink, last visit, she knows. The bracelet was tucked in my sock drawer, the one Clara never took off. Family heirloom, she'd said. But in the photo, Lena wore it too. I drove to the one person who might have answers. Clara's mother, Ruth. Her nursing home reeked of ammonia and regret. Ruth sat by the window, her hands knotted in her lap, staring at a bird feeder. She hasn't spoken since the stroke, the nurse warned. I knelt beside Ruth, holding up the Polaroid. Do you remember this? Her eyes flickered. A sound escaped her, a moan, raw and guttural. Mom, I pressed. What happened to Lena? She grabbed my wrist, her nails drawing blood. Clara, she hissed. Clara did it. The house was dark when I got home. Clara's car wasn't there. Neither were the kids. A note on the fridge, in her handwriting. Gone to Mom's with Lily and Noah. We need space. But Ruth's nursing home had no record of a visit. My phone lit up. A voicemail from an hour ago. Clara's voice shaking. Ethan, if you get this... The man with the scar, his name is Victor. He's Lena's... A crash, a scream, then dial tone. I called the police. Then I did something worse. I called Victor. He answered on the first ring. Took you long enough. Where are they? Where's my money? I don't have 50 grand. Then you'd better find something else I want. A muffled cry in the background. Noah. My knees buckled. Please. Victor's breath hitched, like he was savoring the word. Clara's little sister had something of mine, a journal. Lena stole it the night she died. Find it, or your kids disappear. What's in it? Proof, he said, that your wife's a murderer. The line went dead. Victor's words turned my blood to ice. Proof your wife's a murderer. The police were useless. No ransom call. No evidence of kidnapping. Just my word against the silence. I did the only thing I could. I broke into Lena's old room at Ruth's house. Clara had sealed it shut after the funeral. Too painful, she'd said. The door creaked like it hadn't been opened in a decade. Dust motes swirled in the beam of my flashlight, catching on a canopy bed draped in cobwebs. Lena's stuffed animals sat in a row, eyeless from moths. Tore through her desk first. Old math tests, dried up nail polish, a mixtape labeled, For Clara, XOXO. Beneath a stack of Twilight DVDs, I found it. A pink leather journal, Its pages warped from humidity. Lena's journal. Entry. October 12th, 2014. Clara's been acting weird since she dropped out. Tonight, I followed her. She met some guy near the quarry. They were arguing. He had a scar on his face. I tried to get closer, but the entry ended there. Entry. October 14th, 2014. Clara found out I saw them. She begged me not to tell Mom. Said she's in trouble. Owes money? I told her I'd help. Stupid. 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 Entry. October 17th, 2014. She asked me to steal something. From Victor's car, a black ledger. I did it. He caught me. Now he says if I don't give it back, he'll hurt Clara. What's in this thing? A Polaroid fell out of the journal. Lena, grinning in a hospital bed, holding up the ledger. Behind her, Clara stood rigid, her face a mask. My phone buzzed. Victor. TikTok, Ethan. I have the ledger. I lied. Silence. Then. Bring it to the quarry, alone, or the kids get a new daddy. The quarry was a gaping mouth of shadows, the water below black and still. Victor stood at the edge, Lily and Noah huddled at his feet. Noah clutched Baxter's leash. The dog snarled, fur bristling. Daddy! Lily lunged, but Victor yanked her back by her ponytail. Where is it? He demanded. I held up Lena's journal. Not until you let them go. He laughed. You think I care about a dead girl's diary? I want the ledger. I don't have it. Then you're useless. He pulled a knife, the blade catching moonlight. Baxter erupted into barks. Wait! The voice came from behind me. Clara stepped out of the trees, her scrubs torn, face streaked with dirt. In her hands, a black ledger, its pages swollen. Let them go, Victor, she said. This is what you want. Victor's grip tightened on Lily. Took you long enough, nurse. Clara's eyes met mine. I'm sorry, Ethan. I never wanted you involved. Involved in what? The night Lena died, Her voice broke. Victor was my dealer. I owed him money. Lena tried to protect me. She stole the ledger to blackmail him, but he found her. I tried to stop him. There was a fight. Lena. She fell. Fell. I choked out. Pushed. Victor corrected, smirking. Clara flinched. I panicked. Made it look like a car accident. But Victor kept the ledger, kept using me. When I finally stole it back, he threatened the kids. So I made you hate me. So you'd take them and run if something happened. The affair. Daniel. The notebook. All a script. You lied, I whispered. To save you. She held the ledger over the quarry. Let them go, Victor, or I drop it. Clara, don't... She... Let go. The ledger tumbled into the dark. Victor roared, shoving Lily aside as he lunged for it. Clara grabbed the kids, shoving them toward me. Run! Baxter leapt, sinking his teeth into Victor's arm. The knife clattered to the ground. I scooped up Noah, gripping Lily's hand as we crashed through the woods. Clara's footsteps pounded behind us. A gunshot split the air. Clara gasped. Fell! Mom! Lily screamed. Victor staggered out of the trees, the ledger in one hand, a pistol in the other. Should have paid up, Clara. She writhed on the ground, clutching her leg. Take the kids! Go! But Lily broke free, darting to Clara's side. I won't leave you! Victor aimed. Family reunion's over. A blur of golden fur. Baxter lunged, knocking Victor backward. They plunged into the quarry, a splash swallowing their snarls. The police found Victor's body at dawn. Baxter's too. Clara survived. A flesh wound, the doctor said. But the truth bled deeper. The ledger, recovered from the quarry, detailed Victor's drug empire, and Clara's name, over and over in red ink. She's in custody now. The kids don't understand. When's Mommy coming home? Noah asks every night. I found the last page of her notebook tucked under Baxter's bed. Ethan. I thought the lie would hurt less. But watching you love me anyway. That was the real punishment. Forgive me. Not for me. For them. I haven't slept. The house creaks with ghosts. Lily draws pictures of Clara in the clouds. And the worst part? I don't know. If I want her to rot in prison, or if I still want to save her. The courtroom smells like lemon polish and stale coffee. Clara sits at the defense table, her hands cuffed, wearing a sweater I don't recognize. Too big. Borrowed. She hasn't looked at me once. Lily tugs my sleeve. Is Mommy coming home? After the judge says sorry? The prosecutor calls it involuntary manslaughter. I call it a lie. Lena didn't fall. Clara didn't push. But the truth is, a wet bar of soap, grab too hard, and it'll shoot across the room. The night before, the trial, Clara's lawyer called. She wants you to testify, to tell the jury about her character. I hung up. Now, the prosecutor plays security footage from the quarry. Grainy, soundless. Victor lunging, Clara shoving the kids toward me. Baxter's last bark. The video ends, with Clara crumpling, Victor's gun aimed at Lily. The jury gasps. Your Honor, Clara's lawyer says. We'd like to call Ethan Carter to the stand. My chest tightens. Lily squeezes my hand. You gotta tell them Mommy's good, she whispers. But I don't know. Clara watches me now. Her glasses are gone, and without them, she looks 12 years old. Mr. Carter, her lawyer begins, would you describe your wife as a violent person? No. Did she ever harm your children? No. Did she ever harm you? I glance at Clara. She's biting her lip raw. Not physically. The lawyer hesitates. In your opinion, was Clara capable of killing her sister? The courtroom holds its breath. Objection, the prosecutor barks. Calls for speculation. The judge overrules. Clara's eyes beg me. Lie. I don't know who she is anymore, I say. They find her guilty. 8 to 15 years. Lily screams, Mommy! As the bailiff leads Clara away. Noah cries into my collar, sticky tears pooling where Clara's perfume used to be. That night, I find Lily in the backyard, digging a hole with her plastic shovel. What are you doing, Bug? Baxter needs a grave, she says, fierce. So, Mommy knows where to find him when she comes home. I kneel beside her, the soil cold under my knees. Lily, Mommy's not. She's not coming home for a long time. You're wrong. She stabs the shovel into the dirt. She promised. The stars are sharp as needles. I almost tell her promises are like birthday candles. Easy to blow out. Instead, I dig. Clara writes letters. I burn them. Ethan. I dream. About Baxter. He's happy here. Lots of squirrels. Tell Lily, Ethan, Noah's birthday is next week. He likes those dinosaur gummies now, right? Ethan, I'm sorry. The last one arrives on our 11th anniversary. I open it drunk, Ethan. They're moving me upstate. Don't bring the kids. Don't write. But if you ever, there's a box under the porch. For when you're ready. The box is metal, rusted at the edges. Inside, Lena's silver bracelet, a USB drive, and a sealed envelope labeled for Lily and Noah. The USB holds a video. Clara, hair buzzed short, sitting in a concrete room. Hey, Ethan, if you're watching this, you found the box. Smart ass. She smiles, but it doesn't reach her eyes. The bracelet was Lena's. She gave it to me the night she died. Said, "You're still my hero." A tear slips down her cheek. I don't expect you to forgive me. But the kids deserve the truth. I've put it all in the envelope. Dates, names, the rehab I went to after Lena. After what happened. How I tried to fix it. Show them when they're older. And Ethan? She leans closer, the camera blurring. You were the best part of the lie. I drive to the prison on a Tuesday. The guard warns me she's not taking visitors. Tell her it's about the kids. I say, Clara's thinner, her face all angles. We sit across from each other, a plexiglass wall between us. Hi, she says. Lily wants to see you. She shakes her head. No. They need their mom. They need a mom who didn't get their dog killed. Her voice cracks. How's Noah? Asks for you every night. She presses her palm to the glass. I don't match it. I'm applying for parole, she says. I know. Will you write a letter? For the board? The guard shifts behind her. No, I say. She nods, like she expected it. Will you bring them? If I get out? The truth is a grenade. I pull the pin. I don't know. On the drive home, I stop at Pine Ridge Cemetery. Lena's headstone is mossy, Date's still wrong. I press Clara's letter into the dirt. For Lily and Noah stays sealed. Some truths are landmines. Best let them sleep. 3 years later, the parole board sends a letter. Clara's up for review. I leave it unopened on the counter, next to Noah's half-eaten Pop-Tart and Lily's permission slip for the middle school dance. She's 12 now, all braces and eye rolls, but still sleeps with the Polaroid of Clara under her pillow. The kids don't know about the letter. They also don't know I've visited Clara 6 times. We never talk. I bring photos. Lily's science fair trophy, Noah's first. Lost tooth, and slide them through the plexiglass. Clara mouths, "Thank you." I leave. This time, I go alone. The hearing's in a beige room that smells of burnt coffee. Clara's in a gray sweater, her hair grown out. She glances at the empty chair beside me. They wanted to come. I lie. She knows. The board asks about remorse, rehabilitation, family support. Clara says all the right words. When they ask if I'll take her in, I say yes. The truth? I don't know. Clara arrives on a Tuesday. Noah hides in the treehouse. Lily plays Welcome Home by Coheed and Cambria on repeat. Clara stands in the doorway, a duffel bag at her feet, staring at the spot where Baxter's bowl used to be. I can leave, she says. Lily tackles her with a hug. Noah watches from the stairs, silent. That night, I find him in Clara's lap, on the porch swing, her fingers combing his hair as he whispers about Lego dragons. The moon paints them in silver. I take a photo. For the first time, I don't know who to send it to. Maybe forgiveness isn't a destination. Maybe it's just walking. Some days I hate her. Some days I see the woman who laughed at my stupid jokes and held my hand during Lily's C-section. The kids deserve peace. So do I. Even if it's messy. Even if Reddit thinks I'm an idiot. Thank you for following this nightmare to the end. You judged, you argued, you cried with us. That's the thing about stories. They're all mirrors. Check out my other posts if you want more messy truths. Or don't. Either way, thanks for watching.